Board, y'all are so quiet, peaceful. All right, guys. Well, happy Wednesday. Good evening, big waves out there. Great to see everybody. I am so excited for tonight. We have two dynamic women that are going to be sharing with us. Hopefully, I'm going to get the second one, but if not, we're going to rock it with just Brittaney and I. Either way, we've got a phenomenal Zoom lined up for you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen before we kick this off with just some basic housekeeping stuff. So hopefully my computer wakes up here. Maybe. Okay. Well, Brittaney, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Andrea.
Okay, is it frozen or no?
It is. It is. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's locked up again.
Okay, well, I don't know. My whole screen is frozen.
Oh, that looks good.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't see anything, but that's okay because we're just going to rock it a little bit blind, but that's all right. So welcome to Wednesday Wisdom, where we learn from the people that are doing things that we want to be doing out in the field and growing their business, and where we get to see technical difficulties roll out right before our eyes. So no matter what, it's fantastic. I've got a little bit on here, so we're going to see if we get it. So hopefully you're seeing something about Las Vegas on here. And guys, if you don't have your tickets yet, please grab it. And if you don't see it, well, we'll just tell you about it. But we've got a phenomenal event coming up in September. And I'll tell you, I'm already counting down the minutes because I would love to give every single one of you a squeeze in Las Vegas. We've hugged in Florida, we've hugged in Utah. Like, there's more places for us to hug. So let's go hug in Las Vegas, Nevada, and cannot wait to learn and grow and, see all of you walk across that stage. It's going to be phenomenal. And hopefully, as you guys know, we do our shop live every single week. And hopefully you saw the one on May 17th. If you didn't, it's still hiding in your back office. So you can look, you can check it out, you can find it there, and you can always still share it. So what I would say is maybe you weren't stressed out in May, right? Or at least during this Zoom or webinar or whatever it is. Maybe you hadn't felt it yet. Or maybe you hadn't shared these assets yet. Guess what? There's still time. If you look in Telegram, you can find all of these images. You can also find them on boards with the board that Ashley Paulson created. So you can find this all over the place, and then you can still share it. And guess what? Dr. Crystal will be doing a whole nother series on the third month of June. Next week, we will be announcing what all of that will be. And she'll give us her teaser video, all of that good information that we can use to promote our business and get people on Shop Live. So just mark your calendar, third Wednesday in June. I don't know the date, but you guys can look it up. And then the next screen, hopefully you're seeing, is how, okay, good. I can see you, Brittaney, so I'm just going to stare at you and we're just going to rock it. But you should be seeing, or you do see, how to create a Shop Live Smart Link. And I'll tell you, this is no more complicated than making pancakes. But sometimes if you have to describe to somebody how to make pancakes, it seems really hard. But, I think my puppy could probably make pancakes, so they're pretty easy. So just know that making a smart link for this is very easy, but there are a few steps that you want to follow to make sure that you do it properly. So here's a screenshot that you can grab in order to figure out how to make a smart link. And then hopefully you're going to be seeing that we do not have a call. Thank you, Brittaney. We do not have a call next Monday because it's Memorial Day. And so take Monday night off or go spend it with some friends and, share about the products and do something great. And then very soon, quite a group will be heading out to Puerto Vallarta for an incredible incentive trip. So that sounds fantastic. And then we still have some specials. So it's the 24th. We've got like 1 week left of the promos. So if you love Lucem, go ahead and grab that. It's a 3-pack with the face cream and the serum, and I believe the night cream, and it's 20% off. There's also Magna-Cal D that's on sale. Banali.
Yes, 20% off. Noni with collagen's 20% off as well.
Look at us, teamwork, so beautiful. So guys, grab it. Go ahead and grab those specials. I have to remember to order my Magna-Cal D. I'm getting low. And guess what? As we saw on Chalk Talk, I won't be ordering it from Andrea. I'm going to be ordering it under a new person on the team. So that's really fun because it's just a way that I can get the stuff I need and get a little paycheck, and I can help somebody else win. So thank you so much for that, Brittany. And with that, I'm sure you love this. You should be seeing a picture of yourself on the screen. All right, beautiful. Then I'm going to try to stop this, and maybe next round it'll show it to me. I'm going to highlight you.
Okay.
And I am going to say, so sometimes that can be a little intimidating, at least it is for me. So you'll notice that I typically do not highlight myself unless somebody yells at me about it, because I don't want to look at myself. So if you are a little bit like me, you can go up to view and you can go down to gallery, and that way you're back in the group, but we can see you, and that is wonderful. So Brittany, thank you so much for helping me and for being on here with us tonight.
I'm really excited to be here, Andrea. Thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you, and you are creating quite the stir, and it's kind of fun because my second guest that I have coming on in just a little bit is actually the one that shared your story with me.
Oh,
so
good.
I literally was on the phone, and Cynthia Bolden called me, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, have you seen Brittany's story? Like, oh my gosh!" And I'm like, "No, I hadn't seen it yet." And so I love that we are, bragging on each other, and she's loving you from Oxford, Mississippi. And that was a really, really fun thing to hear. So would you mind, because some people on here might not know your story, would you mind sharing your story with us tonight?
Absolutely. So I'm 38. Wow. Time gets away from you, doesn't it?
It sure does.
So I'm 38 now, but when I was 22, I had gained 80 pounds that year, and we could not figure out what was going on. They sent me to a doctor, and some tests were done, and it came back that I had PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. And what that is a hormonal disorder. And also I had the kind that was insulin resistant. And what I've learned since joining Partner Co and talking to all of you people, that insulin resistant, every carb or sugar I put in my mouth turned straight to fat. So it didn't matter what I did, I was gaining weight. I tried prescription medication. I tried, going to the gym. We went kickboxing. We worked out. I was on the treadmill every day. Jeremy bought me a Peloton. Like, we were doing everything we could to keep the weight down. And I just couldn't keep it off. I actually was gaining weight due to the fact that with PCOS, my testosterone level is higher than most other women. So I was building muscle instead of burning fat. All of these things, I had no idea what was going on with my body. I honestly felt like it had betrayed me. I went from, I was on the dance squad and the step squad all the way through school. I was fit, I was in shape, to all of a sudden I was having trouble getting up and downstairs, bending over to tie my shoes. It was very tough. And then 15 years later, so last year, I got a new illness came along. I've seen my neurologist due to migraines, and I was having a lot of issues, and they ran some more tests, and I was diagnosed with pseudotumor cerebri. So basically my brain thought I had a tumor. What happens is the spinal fluid sits on my brain, and then it sits on my spine, creates Tarlov cysts, and they cause me nerve pain. So then I couldn't work out because every time I hit that bag, I was hurting. I just had a lot of stuff going on. And when you have a lot of health problems, even if you're the most positive person, you end up in a hole. Even if you're surrounded by people that love you and care about you, you're still in a hole. I was anyway. So what ended up happening was Allison and Jerry had bought the flea market where I set up. I have a small business, embroidery and metal signage and stuff like that with Jeremy. And she kept coming over there, and I was going downhill, and she could see it. I was just going downhill. And she said, let me help you. I said, I've tried everything. You can't help me. I've bought it all. I've done it all. And she took me to Huntsville. She said, let me take you and Jeremy to Huntsville. And Jeremy talked me into it. We went to Huntsville. I met the great Kim Gray, Sonia Infinger, and I haven't looked back. I started products that week, the drops and MOA. Sorry, I get a little emotional because I've come so far. That was February of this year. I went to Huntsville and I started the drops. I started the MOA. I'm off my metformin for the PCOS with a doctor's help, but I am off my metformin. My sugar is leveled out. And I have lost 46 pounds since then. So a lot of ways this company saved my life, not just physically, but again, I was in a hole, and you guys have become such a part of my life, and I could not be doing this without you. I love the products, but I think I love the people more.
Oh, amen. Well, congratulations. That is phenomenal. So you touched on it like
Okay.
really quickly. And like, guys, could you imagine, like, I mean, it's May. Like, I can't even picture the person you're talking about. Like, that's incredible. So, I mean, so upbeat, so in charge, guys. If you want to put somebody in charge of an event, like make it Brittaney, because she's going to get stuff done. Like, she's just going to get things done. So it's fantastic. Like, great partner with that. But that's such a short amount of time and such a gift. So we are so grateful for that. And I'm so happy for you.
Thank
You mentioned, well, a couple things. One, good job, Allison, because that took some tenacity and some courage on her part. And we all know, like, there's people in our life that maybe we're afraid to be tenacious. We're afraid to be pushy. I'm not saying you were, Allison. I can't see that you don't have a pushy bone in your body, but sometimes it can feel that way where we're like, no, you've got to do this. But imagine if Allison hadn't kind of twisted her arm a little bit to go to Huntsville, which is a trek for you. So yeah, like, imagine if she hadn't. And so I think that's a lesson for all of us, to make sure that when there's somebody that we love and we care about and we see a hurt and we know we can help, like, love them enough to get a little uncomfortable to keep going. So, okay, I'll stop there. But tell me, they blipped out real quick, but what products are you consuming that you believe are helping you?
Well, I started the drops, and already my hormones are balancing. I know, because, sorry, men, but I'm going to say it. I don't have a family. PCOS causes infertility. I don't ovulate. And I don't have a family because of that. I've not had a period without a doctor's help since I was 22. 2 weeks after starting the drops, my hormones are correcting and I'm menstruating.
Oh my gosh.
So I will say the drops are fixing my hormones, helping with the weight loss, helping with the cravings. The MOA is helping with the joint pain from those Tarlov cysts. So I love both of those. I'm also taking, aren't we all taking a lot of other stuff? But that is my two that I got on that, really changed my life. And I say the Renew too. What I think Ashley says, that it's like pouring gasoline on a fire with the hormones. It optimizes them. So every day I want to get up. My mood is so much better. Jeremy says he feels like I'm happy every day. I get up, I get going, I'm excited to work. So yeah.
Well, I'm not going to ask too many questions there because I will cry, because like, you guys know this, like, I'm a crier, and that's a big deal. So happy for you. So excited for you. What a gift.
Yes.
And I love that. And you think, well, all humans are hormonally driven. Like, I know, gentlemen, you think it's just the ladies. It's just a different cycle. Your hormones run on a 24-hour clock. Ours run on a 28-day clock. but we're all driven by hormones, and we all need that balancing. And to be able to point to a story where we said, maybe your issue's down here, but we have somebody that was having a big issue, and a 16-year issue that in 2 weeks was able to create a huge positive change in their body. Like, what a gift. So that is incredible. And what inspired you? Because I saw something in Destin. So tell us a little bit about what inspired you coming out of our last event.
Well, back to the people. If you ask me what most inspired me, it has to be the people, the connections. When I sign a new brand partner, I require them to get in my cart and go meet somebody, whether it's Allison, whether it's my mother. I want them to feel the love that I felt when I walked into Destin. You guys reached out and made me part of your family. And that was the biggest thing for me. For somebody that had been in a bad place, because of her health, and all of a sudden I have this new family that's loving all over me. So that was the biggest thing that I came out of Destin with, was a brand new family. And I love all of you guys. Every day I check up on y'all, even if it's on Facebook.
I love that. And I'll tell you, that has always been my mission. Like, well, not always. When I first got started here, I just wanted to try to kind of fit in and be quiet. But then once I started meeting a couple people and going to, like, it wasn't my first event anymore. Because that feeling when you walk in and everybody seems to know everybody else and you don't know anybody, and you're like, oh my gosh, and we're all a little wild. Like, there's lots of loud talking, and I just remember that feeling of intimidation walking in. And from that point forward, I said, ooh, I'm going to welcome everybody. Like, we're going to have room at that table for every human. It's all about inclusion. So I'm so glad you felt that.
Well, I did. And it's important, before I tell you another thing I took out of Destin,
Okay.
for me to hit on that, because when I got home from Destin, I wanted to be on Coach's Corner in the morning. I wanted to see you guys. I wanted to be in my IPAs. I look forward to seeing you guys. When I have a meeting and can't be on, or when I'm driving and I'm not on, I have a doctor's appointment, I miss you guys. It's important to me that I make that daily connection and check in with y'all. So that was a big thing coming out of Destin. You guys made me feel welcomed, and then it translated into my business growing. So thank you for that. And secondly, I have to say, I was terrified to post anything. So Destin gave me that confidence that I was lacking. Actually, I made my first post. It was on Jeremy's birthday, and I was kind of down because I was in Destin having a good time, and Jeremy was at home. And and he was at home, and I was kind of sitting at the table, and Sonia M. Finger once again comes up and she said, "Are you posting like Dr. Crystal said?" And I said, "No, I'm actually just not really feeling it right now." So she said, "Get up and run around this table with me." So we did a few laps, and then everybody that saw us came over there, and we all wished Jeremy happy birthday. And I went live that day and did that right there in Destin. And it broke the ice for me. I came home. Guess what I did? I was no longer afraid to post. I posted the one you see in the middle, my vulnerability post. It was hard. I cried writing it. It's not easy to post these things on social media, but it catapulted my business to the next level. I'm going through 5-10 packs of drops a month at this point, just with the return customers that are coming in from that post. They read about me. These women that are going through the same thing saw where I was vulnerable and authentic. And even their parent, I had some mamas call me and say, "My daughter has PCOS. Can I send her your story?" Yes, absolutely. Send her my story. So, I've made friends from that post that I never would have had if I hadn't have made it. But I would say definitely that, the social media aspect. And then I did do a giveaway. Yeah. And then you see Jeremy and I down here, he's looking to, move up into Central Illinois. We're trying to blow that area up because Jeremy grew up there. He's got a lot of friends there in the fitness world. And then I guess also, because it kind of ties back into the connections with people, down here in the left corner is my Lindsay. If she's here, she's changed my life in so many ways. I'm not gonna cry. anyway, she, we're not on the same team, but we're living the same dream. And you know what? That's what's important. We're all part of this Partner Co family, and we just want to get to the top together. So we were sitting on the phone talking, chit-chatting like girls do. And I said, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. And Lindsay said, I've done a podcast before. And it grew from there. So we got into creating podcasts. I knew nothing about it. I didn't even own a microphone. So I did. We got on there. We created the podcast, and it's about two different people. It's called What Are We Doing Here? Literally, what are we doing here? And it's about two different girls, different backgrounds. Lindsay, if you've met her, you know she's a bodybuilder, she's a boss woman, she's a go-getter, and I'm kind of stands back to the room until I'm given directions. And I'm the bigger girl, and it's about the two of us women coming together and celebrating not only our lows, but also not only our wins, but also showing our struggles and how we come out of that.
Well, I love that. And Dapo, thank you for putting that link in there, because wasn't able to. I'm like, I will tell you how to get on the Coach's Corner, but there you go. But I love that. And I have not been able to catch your podcast because I actually didn't know how to listen. I think I'm showing my age on here. I don't know how to get on a podcast. My daughter listens to podcasts. I don't know how to listen to podcasts. So maybe for those of us that are, advanced age, will you tell us a little bit about how do you get on a podcast? How do we tune in?
Absolutely. So you can go to YouTube. There's Jeremy. He may be able to answer questions I can't, but you can go to YouTube and just search What Are We Doing Here? Hang on a second. Whoop, wrong side. And just, this is what it looks like. What Are We Doing Here? You can search that on YouTube. But we do post on our personal Facebook on Friday morning. We release a new one every Friday morning. But you can scroll back and find them also. And there's a link embedded in it into the Spotify store. But we're also on Apple Podcasts. I don't know how to do Apple Podcasts. That's Lindsay's domain. But you can literally just put us in the search bar and look for us. And then if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe to us and you'll get notifications when a new one comes out.
Very fancy. Well, congratulations. And wow, what a transformation physically, but I'm going to say emotionally. Like, that is what I hear from you, is the part that is the most amazing. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So excited for you. And I'm so grateful that you joined us here tonight.
Thanks for having me, Andrea. I wouldn't miss it.
Oh, so glad. Well, thank you so much, Brittaney. I appreciate you. And guys, we're gonna change gears, or we're gonna change channels. I don't know how we're gonna say it. We're gonna change guests. So I'm gonna try to share my screen, and I was able to see it a second ago. So let's see. Hopefully you guys can see Miss Cynthia Bolden. Okay, so beautiful. So now I have the privilege of bringing on Miss Cynthia, and I actually had the fun time of getting to spend some time with her on Monday of this week, a little bit on Tuesday as well. And, if you guys haven't heard the news, hopefully you saw it, but she recently achieved being the #1 power ranker in the state of Mississippi. And I think that is pretty crazy phenomenal. And I wanted to invite her on here to share with us. So Cynthia, oh, there you are. I can see you. I'm going to spotlight you. So if you don't want to see you, go up to view. You can put gallery. But if you're good, we're good. But hi, Cynthia, how are you tonight?
Hey, how are you tonight?
I am fired up and fantastic. Excited to be here.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for jumping on here tonight.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure.
So if you wouldn't mind just introducing Cynthia Bolden to these lovely humans, what's your story? Tell us a little bit about you.
Wow, I was thinking about that earlier, my story. Hello to everyone. Way to go, Brittaney. You rocked it out. Way to go. Well, my story is, let's see, I was even counting years. Let's just say this. In 2014, I want to take you back, but really short. I was looking for something. I'm in Oxford, Mississippi, and I have a health food store here, but it was basically, when I say health food, I'm not selling like food, but it was from it's the supplement world. I just adore and appreciate supplements and anything dealing with leaves, plants, flowers, and everything in its purest form, and to help people. And it's just so amazed how when you give your body something, what it needs, it has the God-given ability to start repairing itself. In 14, I had been in business all these years, but it just kind of came to me. It wasn't a vivid thought, one of these deep thoughts, but I was just thinking, if there was a juice or something out that a person could take, because I didn't have that in my product line, if it was something they could take, it would be really good to see results and get things moving. Now, I didn't know about Limu because I'm out of the Limu family. And I probably just kind of had that thought just, I don't know, 2 months before I met somebody in the area that just introduced me to Limu. So I was a product user. At the time, their business module, I was kind of looking for more of a retail kind of setting, but I wanted the product first for myself anyway. So I became a very avid product user, shared a little bit, but nowhere like now. And just saw it help me and my family members, and just stayed on the product end and always peeped in a little on the business side, but not as much until recent time. So that's kind of my story. That's how I got here today, simply by being introduced to Limu years ago and just enjoying the product for me and my family.
Well, I love that. Love that so much. So grateful that 2014 happened and somebody opened their mouth. So that's beautiful. And as we mentioned, we recently found out that you are the #1 power ranker in Mississippi, which is very fun. So talk to us a little bit. Yeah, big fun. And talk to us a little bit about that. Like, what's happening with your business? How are you creating that?
Oh, wow. We said it Monday night. You read those stories all the time about, motivational quotes that say, there's never an I in team. That is so true. It's all about the team. I'm with Brittaney. It's about the people. I didn't even know. I knew kind of what power ranker was. And I thought, I'm not very good in the back office today, but I saw that and I thought, I wonder what that meant. I actually saw it sitting up, but I didn't know enough. I saw one in the state. That's what I saw. I thought, one in the state? Could that really be? So I did not know. Andrea had, is my internet acting up? Can you hear me? Because it looks like it's going in and out
You're a
on my phone.
little spotty, but we're getting most of it.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We don't control the internet, so we don't try.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so anyway, it's the people. It's just sharing this opportunity and kind of just focusing on the people and the products, having the opportunity to share and then help those people share. And that's what we're doing. We created a atmosphere on Monday night is where it started. We decided, you know what, if we have to talk to the chairs, we'll start with a chair and eventually a person will come and a person will come and another person. And that's just what's happening. And it's just been really fun. And we've been doing it for about 3 months.
So with that, and there's been no empty chairs. So the every chair is filled every time I've seen it. So congratulations for that. And you're definitely attracting more and more people to come check it out. But if you were to try to boil it down, and I know this is hard, but what do you think the biggest key of your success has been?
You're right, that one can be, but we can boil it down. The biggest key to my success or our success as a team is the people. I'm with Brittaney. Every time I get a chance to speak, I'm gonna always give a shout out to Andrea because we have all types of people, but I don't even know if Andrea remembers this, but I would never forget it. I called her one day and I asked her, why am I not? I want to do this business, but what do you think? When you see me, what do you think is holding me back? She said, your belief, not belief that in myself. She kept, and at this time she told me to try Renew, get on Renew. Now I was on Limu, but I was hearing about the Renew but I don't know, I just wouldn't move.
She fought me, guys. Just so you all know, she fought me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. So you can say that part. So here's the deal. That's funny though. So here's the deal. The deal is that just like Allison talked to Brittaney, kind of said, let's go. I think somebody has that person in their life all the time. Andrea didn't step back and say, well, she has her own business. She know a lot about supplements. She was adamant. Why? Because Renew was working for her. So when she shared it with me and told me to try it, it kind of made me say, to be really honest, before I tried Renew, I kind of like the spunk she gave me. I kind of like that little kickback. I like that spunk to say, okay, let's do something. So that's one thing. I agree with the people, but your belief, and I don't know, I just want to say this I hope this is helpful to somebody that's sitting back saying, I want more. I know I can do more. I'm going to say this, whatever that fear is, if it's in it, whatever it is, get with somebody and just say, this is where I am. Because iron sharpens iron, people help. I could be strong in something and not as strong in something else. So we all need each other. And I just really believe that's what it is. Consistency. I made up my mind to be consistent. Consistent means, where am I on Monday nights between 5 and 6? I'm at that hotel. I am consistent. Summertime coming. Guess what? Where I'm going to be? At that hotel. And the opportunity and the stories, just look at Brittaney's story. But I had that to happen today. A lady came in right before 5. I'm just really getting home, well, maybe 30 minutes ago. She just left the doctor's office. She has gained 30 pounds in 3 months. She was in tears. Help me. And I shared Brittaney's story in Oxford, Mississippi. Who gets to do that? I went and showed the first picture. I didn't do a lot of talking because when you got a lot of tears in your eyes, you have to I needed some pictures. And then I just showed her what Brittaney looks like now. And I just told her this, look, this was a person that was saying, I don't want to do the business. I don't want to do this. I told her she was the business. In her mind, she said she's tried everything. So this is what I mean about what we're doing. What we're doing is simply helping people. So guess what we did? I listened. I didn't say anything for a while. She needed an ear. But because I feel good about what I'm doing, Renew, and I felt so good that I could think about a company that supports for me to listen to people. This company, Partner Call, I'm very impressed. It is the love, it is the support, it is the family, it makes you want to do better. After I listened, I just asked her, can we take 30 days? I talked about the drops, the more, rejuvenate. I just put it out there. I just told her, we don't have time not to help you. Let's get started. So she asked me a few things and she said, Cynthia, I really need somebody to really be there for me. And I told her I would. And so she's coming in as a brand partner this evening. So that's just how it worked. I didn't go ask her about a brand. I just showed her the business, but I told her that we need each other. She thinks she needs me, but I need her. We have products, all of us. I have products in possession that people won't know about unless I share it, unless you share it. And that's really the call to action, is to share and get out of our head about who when, but to actually share and say, look, this is just my belief. And the stronger your belief, the more you're going to move your mouth. So I hope that helped.
That helps so much. And I do remember that phone call. And, I think that was my Allison moment because it wasn't comfortable, right? Like I didn't want to say hard things. I like to be nice and friendly and sweet. And, I don't ever want to be, rough in any way. I just want to be nice and smooth. But I do have so much belief. And I was so optimistic and excited for you to benefit in all the ways. So I said it a little bit more than I probably would have. And I'm like, lady, just take it. That's going to grow your belief, build your belief, and we can rock and roll. So, and you did it, like far surpassed so much. So that's incredible. And I'm going to end with one last question. And that is, you know, we've got 51 people on here, and all of us are on here because we are focusing on growing a business. And I don't think anybody would be sad if they were number one in their area. I don't think I would be like, oh man, I kicked out Kim Gray and poor Mr. Brent. Like, oh no, I wouldn't be sad. I'd say, haha, I love you guys. With love, with love. So what would you say would be the one tip that you would say to all of us to say, okay, guys, do X, and that's going to take your business to the next level?
Easy. Be true to yourself and be consistent. Whatever that belief you have, it's like, wow, I say it's simple, but it's almost like if you could just feel what I'm feeling right now. People, that one thing, to be here, we know we care to be here. She said 51 people on a Wednesday night. So we know that part. The thing is that whatever your belief is, make some noise with it and shout it out. And make sure that when something tries to oppose what you really want to do, have that support system to say, look, I'm in my head too much. Help me get out so we can help more people. So that would kind of be it, because if you took a survey in the room tonight on this Zoom, it would be, well, how did you do this? Or how did you get that? I mean, we learn from all of these things and it's good. But I also hear that your idea is good. You know, sometimes you kind of think, well, I had this idea. I've learned if you talk to 10 people, you're going to do it 10 different ways. That's the flexibility of this company. You're going to do it 10 different ways. Somebody, I mean, what was it, Andrea, Monday night? What was it? Two Mondays in a row, people came up and just said, hey, a lady just came and put her credit card on the table. And she said, I want to be one of those. She meant a brand partner. What? I didn't have time to tell her anything. But then there are other times that we talk and then we follow up, and then we talk and we follow up. And, you know, so it changes all the time. So as, you know, we close, the number one thing, I just be consistent in what you believe and what brought you to the table in the first place. Be consistent and true to yourself, and always know that there's help in this phenomenal Partner Co family in some form or fashion.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Cynthia. I'm so grateful. That was perfect.
Well, thank you. It's been awesome.
Well, good. Well, thank you. And guys, thank each of you for jumping on here. Give these ladies some love in the chats, because I can't wait. I have to watch the recording because sometimes I get a little flustered because I got to have the camera on, you know, that kind of thing. Definitely will be going through this recording and gaining value from it again. So thank you both so much for jumping on here. And I cannot wait to see y'all Monday through Friday over on the Coaches Corner. And then we'll be right back here next week. So thank you, Brittaney. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you. And I'm frozen again, but I'm trying to unmute you guys because I'd love to say goodnight.
Bless you.
All right, there you are. Good night, guys. Thank you so much.
Everybody.
So much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rock and roll, Brittaney.